Hey everybody, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the 1 year anniversary of You Should Be Worried.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? 1 year? Are you kidding me? Look at the 2. Look at the fucking balloon that I got for this shit. So fucking good, dude. I'm just so fucking proud. I've never been so proud of my boys. My boy Chris looks like a fucking blind mice, dude. Like we're doing so good, and this podcast is just on fire. Yeah, truly on fire.
Can you believe that the three of us were able to hold something together for an entire year?
Nuts.
That's
literally
insane.
Nuts. I did not know discipline before today. Like I always thought that I was a disciplined kind of person. But I always struggled with it a little bit, you know? But now after 52 episodes, dude, like there are some points where I'm like, one day I might quit. Like I have no idea. I don't know if I have the discipline. But now that we've done 52 episodes of You Should Be Worried, dude, I have all the confidence in the world in myself.
You're basically the next Dave Chappelle now.
It's as simple as that. I'm the next Dave Chappelle.
And I like how we have a 2. And I asked Matt when we walked in, Matt, is the 2 because we're on season 2 or year 2 of the podcast? And you said no.
No, this is all they had at Stop and Shop last night.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a 5 and a 2 for like episode 52. But because they had no ones. They had no 1 balloons. And so I grabbed a 5 and a 2 and I brought it to the customer service lady. I was like, can you blow these up? And she was like, 1 second. She walks away. She comes back. She's like, I'm sorry. There's nobody here to blow them up.
Just,
and I'm like,
okay.
You
do it, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, all right. And so I was looking around the store and I saw that this was already half blown up. You see how it's like, this has been hanging out in the Stop and Shop store for like a week. It's like in rough, the air and shit. It's
that's like our podcast though. It's half deflated.
yeah.
It used to look better, but hey, we're still going,
dude.
Still floating there.
I was like, can I take one of these? Can I just take one of these? Then they're already floating above the cash registers. And she's like, yeah. And I paid $15 for that for this.
Wow, round of applause. That's like a month's worth of salary for Matt.
That's honestly really crazy, and it's a big step for me. But you know what? It's worth it for us. It's really worth it. I don't know. It's such a big accomplishment. I don't know who left these little notes that we got here, but I see Ben has one too. I feel like we should read them on the podcast. Chris, you want to go first? You want to read yours first?
I just want to go on record. I was not aware of this.
Yeah, me neither. I have no idea what this is. It's going to be exciting. Go ahead, read, Chris. Read yours.
Interesting. It looks like Matt's handwriting.
No, I swear I did not write these.
Okay, Chris. You're the best. You light up every room you walk through. You're going to be famous. Nothing can get in your way. The world is your oyster. Everything revolves around you. The sun rises and sets on your behalf. If you ever cease to exist, the whole world would go black. Everyone else is merely an NPC. Your entire life is a test, and you're absolutely acing it. Keep up the great work, you beautiful specimen, you. Fuck anyone that attempts to stand in your way. Wow. God bless America. Well, that was sweet. Whoever wrote that was really nice.
Ben, what does yours say?
Where's mine?
It's under the I think I see it. It's under the right there. This is weird.
Mine just says
yeah, mine says too. Mine also says I don't know why. All right. Well, I think we know who wrote these.
Yeah, I think it was John.
Kind of crazy.
Ben's dad has been an avid listener, and he wrote and left it for us.
Crazy how just Chris's.
That's crazy how
your note is just so good, and me and Ben just got fucking F slur.
Well, it's crazy how I'm your dad's favorite, Ben. You'd think it'd be you, but I guess it's me. That's crazy.
It was John who wrote them. Okay, Chris. Yeah, good for you, buddy. Well, I'm glad that you think so highly of yourself. That's great.
Look at this hand. Does this look like something I could write? This is Matt's handwriting.
They don't know your handwriting. They don't know my handwriting.
That's actually true. They have no point of reference.
That's literally your handwriting.
Matt, that was like really well said for like no reason.
I know. He really put a lot of time into it.
Like whenever I have to like give somebody a card, I'm always like, even my mom.
You can't write to your mom, your tits are fire. Like, damn it, they are, but I can't say it. Someone else has got to say this.
You're like, life's a test and you're acing it. I was like,
that was beautiful.
Yeah, damn, Chris. You really fucking put your all into that. That's really cool.
Someone needs to love you. They don't know what they're about to get.
Dude, the poetry Matt's gonna write his future boyfriend.
All right, I don't like you
crazy.
pitting this on me. It wasn't fucking me who wrote that.
It is interesting.
I didn't fucking write
how
that.
you knew where all the notes were.
That's
Me and
literally
Ben were
no. I saw it.
pretty
I saw it
confused.
from over here. It was under the fucking soundboard.
It was under the soundboard that we can't see the other side of.
I can off the side. I can see it. It's not fucking. Stop it. I can see it on the sides, Ben. You see on the sides how there's like an empty space. That's why I saw it.
Well, that was beautiful. Whoever wrote that, whatever fan.
Applause break for Chris and his well good note.
Whatever fan broke into the studio, that's hopefully a hot woman wrote that.
We have a couple baddies.
You know, it's actually crazy. It's actually, here's the thing, because I know most of the audience is guys that look like us, and they're gonna listen to this and be like, they're lying.
Yeah.
But no, God, it's true. Matt and Ben can testify. There are like a surprising amount of really hot girls that are into this podcast for some reason.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really hope they stick around.
I really do. Please stay.
We have I have a quick segment here that I planned out. That I asked you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted to ask Chris any questions. I asked on Instagram and on Twitter, not on Twitter, TikTok. And we have some questions that I want to go through. And it's just like, Chris, really what we're looking for is just an honest, patriotic Chris
Yeah, I'll just
answer,
give you my first thought.
All right, cool. So first Q&A comes from at Patrick Ramsauer on TikTok. And he said, what exactly is the U.S. #1 in?
Okay, well, first of all, this guy is definitely a pussy. This guy has never shot a gun. He's never eaten a steak.
Dude.
No way.
I was reading this comment. I was like, all right, he is not happy with whatever Chris was saying in that
way
video.
No way that guy can bench more than 40 pounds.
No, you don't think so?
He attempts to bench the bar, and someone has to come save him.
I don't know, dude. Patrick's one of those names where it's like, you probably got some muscle on you.
Yeah, well, he's as dumb as Patrick Star. But I don't think he's as strong as Patrick Star.
I wasn't going to go Patrick Star route.
That's the only Patrick I know. Or St. Patrick, who is a drunk Irishman. So pick your poison.
I thought you would like St. Patrick.
He's a symbol of papist authority. I don't respect any saints.
He's really
Except for
racist
St. Francis.
paper.
Saint Francis was dope as fuck, dude. He just played his flute to deer and shit, and made friends with all the forest animals. But I'm sorry. So, guys, what's America #1 in?
Yeah, what exactly is the U.S. #1 in? You can hear the fucking sass in that
You can
shit.
hear the liberal arts education on that one. Actually, what are we #1 in? Because
no, tell me. No, fucking tell me.
Tell me, because if you look at education scores, we're like number 10 in math, number 20 in English. We have poor people, so obviously we can't. You know what we're #1 in?
Yeah, what?
Fucking everything. When you go to other countries, you know what language they all know as a second language? English.
That's true.
You know why?
Except when you're in America and then it's Spanish.
And then it's Spanish.
But that's because English is #1.
Yeah, but they all speak English. That's the thing. It's like we don't really even have to learn Spanish because they all speak English.
Yeah, right.
I when I traveled the world back in my youth, I always thought I should have learned the language of whatever country I'm going to be backpacking through this month.
Right.
Every time I went there, I would learn a couple phrases, and I would start I was in Thailand. I would try to be talking to them in Thai, and they're just like, bro, I speak fluent English. What are you doing? This is painful. I'll just talk to you. They spoke English better than me.
Come on, dude.
And
Don't make me put the work in.
You know why everyone speaks English? Because we're the best. Dude, everyone wants to import our culture. All the most popular music around the world, American artists.
No way, dude.
All the most
really?
popular.
They listen to American
shit.
They
listen to Taylor Swift in New Delhi,
no,
dude.
They don't.
Fucking
Dude, crazy.
if Taylor Swift.
I love that Taylor Swift, dude.
If Taylor Swift went to Hong Kong,
yeah,
they would rebel against the government. All right, they would. If the government tried to stop T Swift from coming to Shanghai, they would burn the fucking city down.
Of someone from China singing "Love Story" by Taylor Swift.
I love Taylor Swift.
We were both young when I first saw you.
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Bad Horse is my favorite Taylor Swift song.
So America's the best. Literally everyone trades in U.S. currency as the reserve currency. So our money is backed by the U.S. military. Everyone's like, oh, it's not backed by anything. It's not backed by. It's backed by a fucking warthog. Have you ever seen a warthog in the sky? Fucking obliterates things. That's what it's backed by. And so everyone uses the U.S. dollar as the backing for their money.
Even though it's just paper?
Even though it was backed.
It's because we're so...
Ticket to ride the U.S. military. That's what it is. One ticket to ride, please. And so, like, if you go to, like, Rwanda
Yeah.
and get, like, Rwanda francs or whatever bullshit money they use in the jungle, what it's backed by is not gold. What it's backed by is how many US dollars it can buy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what gives it its value. Is how many US dollars can I get for this? That's what gives this value.
That's crazy,
that I can get US
dude.
dollars.
We really
for it.
have a hold on everybody.
There are entire countries in the third world where they don't trust their own currency because it fluctuates so much because their governments are all like corrupt and shitty.
Yeah.
So they'll only like better businesses there will only accept US dollars.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be like
No
Like
way.
the official. Like in India, there's a bunch of places in India that do this where like the official thing is the rupee, but the rupee is like fluctuating all the time because their government's so corrupt.
Yeah.
So like better businesses that can afford to do this will only accept US dollars. They're like, you can
Holy
only buy shit
shit.
from us in US dollars because we know it's going to hold its value. That's how we keep our business afloat.
But we still have inflation, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
But are the countries that are failing more, do they have more inflation or
Oh,
it's more volatile, goes up
it's
and
more
down?
volatile. And also, here's the thing. We're all in for a global recession because the U.S. dollar is getting weaker and literally everything on the planet is backed by the U.S. dollar. So that's going to have a butterfly effect that's going to really destroy the
We're
planet's
going to go
economy.
back to fucking skins from animals.
Pretty
and
much.
hides and shit.
And then everyone's like,
Barter
oh, but the
system.
Chinese dollar, the Chinese dollar is fake. You know why the Chinese
The yen? Am I saying,
Yeah.
is that right? The yen?
Yeah, you know why it can't be the reserve currency of the world? You know why other countries can't back their money
Why?
in Chinese money? Is because China won't let it globally circulate because they manipulate the prices so much that if they made it publicly traded, for lack of a better word, there'd be other agencies that look into it and everyone would realize it has no value. So they don't let
shit.
it really outside of the country because
Jesus
they want to
Christ.
control and tell you what it's worth because they're a fascist dictatorship. But no, you're right. America's the bad guy. No, you're all right. America's the bad guy. We got China putting people in sweatshops doing fake money and will take away your car and credit score if you say something against the government. We got Russia, who's like, I'm not even going to get into that one. We got and all these other countries. But no, America's the bad guy because we let people have gay marriage and we let women vote and we let people decide what they want to do with their lives. But
Yeah,
no,
dude.
we're the bad guy because we're not progressive enough somehow.
Right.
That's the other thing. It's always like we're not progressive. With what? What are we stopping people from doing? And then it's like, well, you don't let 4-year-olds take gender reaffirming surgery. It's like, yeah, because we also don't let children get tattoos. So what are we talking about here?
Right. Do you think that America is progressive enough, or do you think we can still go a little more?
I think we're too progressive, quite
You
honestly.
think we're too progressive?
Genuinely, that's
what
an
do you
unpopular
think?
opinion.
What are some of the things that we currently have that you think we should get rid of?
It's not get rid of. I think we need an attitude adjustment.
Okay.
Like, I think we have this notion in America, which
Yeah.
started from a good idea, like back in the 80s and whatever, when we started having like some money and everyone was closed-minded still. It was like that everyone has a right to their idea and everyone's like right in their own way from their perspective and every perspective is valid.
Yeah.
Not every perspective is valid. Some people are dumb as shit. Some people are so stupid they should not be allowed to speak publicly or vote. And we're going to let their like people will just come up and say the dumbest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
And if you tell them you're wrong, you're bigoted somehow. I didn't say I hate them. I just said, no, that's not like how things work. And they're like, wow, you're really closed-minded. You're a racist. And it's like, I don't understand how we got to that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to move on to the next question. At the Gills Have Flaps on Instagram asks, hi, Chris. Love the podcast. I'd love to know your patriotic stance on climate change. You got a quick answer for that?
So I have mixed feelings.
All right. Is it real or is it not real?
Because part of me wants to go, that's fake.
Okay.
That's fake.
But you can't refute the science and the evidence.
Science isn't real. Science is... Listen, science is for losers. Everyone who's
Whoa.
a scientist is an atheist cuck.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm gonna let Neil deGrasse Tyson tell me anything. That guy's a bitch.
No, dude, he's smart as fuck. He's got a doctorate.
Okay.
Where's your doctorate, Chris?
I'm not gonna let a school determine how smart I am.
I'm not going to let a building determine how smart I am. They can't even think.
Yeah, exactly.
Buildings don't even have thoughts.
It doesn't even have legs, dude. I can outrun that building. Fucking loser. But no, so part of me wants to go, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other part of me wants to blow up all the pipelines and factories and kill politicians.
Yeah.
So what I would say is I think that global warming and climate change, whatever they're calling it now, because it's always changing. Let's just say climate change.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's the new word for it. I think climate change is definitely very real.
Okay.
I think the way they talk to us about it is very condescending and very
Yeah, it is.
and it's very
I can agree with
but
that.
it's also not accurate because here's what they do. They do stupid shit because it's so all the climate change like activists in politics and stuff are not really doing anything that matters. They want you to drive like electric cars, but then forget that all the electricity is made by coal plants, so it's still like just as bad. And and all the batteries were mined by like children in an African mine with like an AK-47 to their head. And also those batteries, once you've used them up after a couple of years, are the most toxic thing on Earth, and you have to basically destroy an ecosystem to dispose of them. But they're like, oh, no, it's more environmentally friendly. It's not. It's the same with solar panels. That's the other. Oh, solar panel. Like, if a solar panel breaks, run for your fucking life.
No way.
There is a nuclear holocaust inside of every solar panel. If that shit gets into the groundwater, you're done.
No way.
Yeah, all the shit that, like, does the solar whatever, I'm not smart enough to know, like, the dynamics of it, is, like, all horrible research chemicals. Like, stay away from it.
Jesus Christ.
And then like they want to make windmills that like destroy fucking migratory bird patterns. They want to do like they just do stupid shit. They do stupid shit and they're like, "Oh, well, we can't do anything here with plastic." Meanwhile, when you look at the statistics, America contributes like 5% of the waste and it's all the third world, and the third world's not stopping because understandably they're like, "We want to be first world. We're going to have our own industrial revolution. You can't tell us to not have factories. We're tired of being poor." So I get their side, too. It's like, I get it, but it's like also you're killing the planet. I didn't know that.
That's sick.
Yeah, no, so...
What I don't like is when they're on the news and like, we have 7 years. We have 7
and that's
fucking
the shit they
years.
do. They say shit like that. It's not true.
Yeah,
and then people
I'm like, how do you know?
People see that New York's still there 10 years later, and then they're like, well, global warming's not real.
It is. New York is disgusting, though, now. So New York's disgusting.
So you know what you should be worried about with global warming?
What?
Don't worry about the sea levels. Don't worry about the ice caps. Like, these are all real things, but these are the things they want you to focus on. Don't worry about your fucking electric car, how much whatever your car puts off, or using too much electricity or water at home. The other dumb one is paper. Everyone's like, oh, you can't use... That's the most recyclable resource on Earth. You guys are so dumb. That's the best one to use.
They make Coke bottles out of paper.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. The things that really matter is the food chain and the food supply.
Yeah.
Here's what you should actually be upset about if you're an environmentalist, which I never hear anyone really talk. There are people, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about these. They always want to talk about fucking recycling electric cars, which do nothing and are like you have to be a rich person to deal with that.
Yeah.
Worry about the fact that pretty much every waterway in America is poisoned. There is like almost nowhere you can go fishing anymore because all the fishes in our freshwater ponds and streams are fucking dead. The ocean is completely turned into a desert. There are almost no more fish in the ocean. If we keep fishing the way we fish now.
Worldwide?
Yep. If we keep fishing the way we fish now.
Get the fuck out of here.
Under 20.
There's so much fish in the ocean. What the fuck are you talking
under
about?
20 years, there will be no more fish.
Get the fuck out of here. You're being so dumb, dude.
Not to support large scale agriculture. There'll be fish, but not enough to like have tuna in the supermarket. 100%. Since I think it was the 80s.
Yeah.
We have lost 70%
no.
of species on the planet.
No.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't. Where do you get these where do you get this? Where are you getting this from?
The biomass?
It's not true.
The biomass of animals on the planet is down 70%. That means physically, like the weight of animals on the planet, there is 70% less of that than there was in 1981. It's only been 40 years.
Where are you getting your info?
All of this is. I'm gonna send Ben some infographics. He's gonna put them up here. You have let corporations rape your forests. We have no virgin forests left in the U.S. They're all fucking gone, with the exception of like the redwood trees. The only reason we keep those around is because it's like cool for tourism.
Is this not America's fault?
I'm only talking about America. This is 100% America's fault.
Oh, okay. So we're fucking up.
Other countries, and that's the thing. I'm just going to be clear. Other countries are way worse. Like, other countries literally live in a toxic wasteland and point fingers at us. We're actually doing the best. But this is the best. This is how bad it is. This is the best.
Living in a toxic wasteland a bad thing? That's just like where they can live. If anything, that's what makes them a third world country, that they have to live next to all this toxic
Exactly,
shit.
And that's why I don't think we should listen to them when they say things. Like when the Philippines is like, hey, America, it's like, hey, have you been outside?
Oh, you're smart? How about you go to your front lawn and tell me what you smell?
Yeah, how about you go try swimming the river by your house? Oh, you'll disintegrate because it's literally like a lake of acid? Okay, then maybe once you can handle your backyard, you can tell us what to do.
Holy shit.
In the meantime, we're putting 7 bases in your country. So no, like actually I do get very upset about the environment. I am like, that is probably one of the things I'd be considered very liberal for, is like I'm a total tree hugger, like super pro nature.
Yeah.
And I get really upset that the movement has been hijacked by these corporations and these millionaires telling you to drive a fucking Tesla like that's going to do anything. The other thing they're doing...
I want a Tesla so bad.
Yeah, the other thing they're doing is they're like getting rid of meat. Like, they do these stupid shit. Like, they're trying to get you to eat less meat because it's somehow bad for the environment.
Not at Pancheros, bro. They'll stuff as much as they want down your fucking throat.
So they'll do that, but then you look at it and it's like, so the meat market or whatever contributes to like 3% of the pollution. Meanwhile, all your luxury resources are like 20%, but we're not getting rid of those. Like, I don't understand. You want to be a real environmentalist? Here's little things you can do. Stop buying the new phone every year. Use your phone for like 3 or 4 years. It'll work. It'll work. Phone. You don't need, that's the most, this shit, throwing this in a landfill is the most toxic thing you can do to the planet.
That's not a new phone, Chris. That's
yeah,
a fucking
it's not, because I do what I preach. I've had this for 3 years. It's still fucking
Ben shaking his head. He's like, I'm totally not going to stop buying the new phone. I agree, dude. If they keep making them better, I'm going to buy a new one.
Yeah, and then you...
But what I do is I keep my old ones. Like, I have my old one in my car, too. It plays music and shit. I'm not getting rid of it. I just collect them.
I genuinely get very upset about the planet because one day we're gonna, like, I'm being serious, like, in our lifetime. And it's not like all the shit that these idiots say, like, oh, the sea level's gonna rise. You're never gonna be able to visit New York anymore. Like, the world's gonna catch on fire. There'll be no more rain. It's not stupid shit like that. What's gonna happen is you're not gonna have access to healthy food anymore, which has already kind of happened, but it's gonna get even fucking worse. You're gonna literally be eating bugs.
Healthy food is so expensive.
You're gonna be eating cricket bars. Congratulations, New World Order. That was the thing they were talking about. The UN is about how they want people to eat more bugs because it's better for the economy and the environment.
Yeah.
That's their solution, is buy a Tesla and eat crickets.
Dude, if it tastes good, would you be down to eat
No,
eating bugs?
I will not eat bugs.
Why? What if they don't prep it like it's a bug?
They're not kosher. I can't eat them.
What do you mean they're not kosher?
Bugs, you're not supposed to eat bugs. They're not kosher.
But you can eat meat?
Yeah.
Why? What's the fucking difference?
Because bugs are dirty.
What about clean bugs?
We put them in the
bugs can't
we
be
use
clean?
Dawn detergent. We hit a,
like one of the little ducklings
yeah,
in the oil spills.
But it's like a cockroach and you just wipe it down. We put a Tide dish pod in with the cricket meal.
That's nuts, dude. Wait, hold on. So bugs aren't clean.
No.
Obviously, right? But you can't make bugs clean?
No. You can't make pig clean either. That's why there's no way I can eat pig under any circumstances.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, because it's an inherently uncleanly animal.
Do you think there's any, because you were talking about food chain earlier, do you think like the strongest man that exists in the world right now could take like a lion in a fight without weapons?
No, lion would kill him.
So lion's top of the food chain.
I think.
Why do we consider ourselves top of the food chain? Because we have weapons?
'Cause
But like without weapons,
we got that
we're
Second
nothing.
Amendment, bro.
Yeah, but without that, we're nothing, right?
No, because the reason humans are top of the food chain is because we have a level of ability to communicate with one another and cooperate in large-scale groups that other animals can't really do.
Yeah, but even if it was one lion against 5 really strong humans, lion can't take us all out. If we had no weapons, like consider
This
no
thing,
weapons.
we have weapons. That's why we're talking. Like if we have,
But
if you give them a spear,
but
you
like
could take the lion.
naturally, but like if all like, but if like naturally, like we don't have weapons on us, you know.
Got these things, dude.
How far does that go in a fight against a lion? Can you fucking?
I'll tell you one thing. Lion doesn't want to find out. Fat as fuck.
Yeah.
And he was a juggalo. And every day he had a Hatchet Man t-shirt on. The same Hatchet Man t-shirt. And pretty much every day he would get into a fight with Mrs. Noonan, my math teacher in remedial math.
Yeah.
Who he called Mrs. Nooners. And
like to get at her?
Yeah.
To get on our nerves?
He was
Or
just
like...
retarded, dude. He listened to Insane Clown Posse, okay? He wasn't exactly a Nobel laureate. And I remember she was like, oh, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket. And this was like senior year. It was like 2012. So like we already had like iPhones.
Yeah.
And he pulled out, I was like, bitch, what is this? Bitch, what is this right now, Mrs. Nooners? I got a fucking calculator right here, bitch.
Having a good point and then saying the person that you're arguing with's name wrong is so contradictory.
And then she was like, Jonathan, go to the office. Like, my name ain't Jonathan. It's Jay Fresh, yo. Fuck you, bitch. And you know what?
Get it right, skank!
I used to think that kid was retarded, but he was right.
Yeah.
He was ahead of the curve. Jay Fresh, I fucking salute you. You taught that bitch who's probably dead because she was like 70 at the time.
Holy
just yelling at a
shit.
70-year-old woman.
Yo, a little kid yelling in front of all of his fucking friends.
Oh, no, he was an 18-year-old high school senior. He was an adult. He was
Teenagers yelling at old people is funny as fuck.
Dude, in high school, I was always really jealous of the kids who had like nothing to lose and could do that shit.
Yeah.
And like,
They don't have parents that love them or a
100%.
future.
dude, I was so jealous. I'm like, I have to like actually pass these classes, or else people are gonna be like disappointed in me.
Because now that we're
That
older,
hurts.
you realize what can that teacher actually do?
Nothing,
Like,
dude.
nothing.
And
They have to put up with
I
it.
used to have. I always wonder what this kid is up to. I'll bleep his name. His name is. He was like. I think my football coach would have other people pay for this kid's tuition because of how
Yeah.
good he was at football. Because that's all he did.
Right.
And like he was like, dude, he would just like be in class and just drop lines from like, you guys know the song Rico by Meek Mill and Drake?
No.
And teachers are like, get out. And he's like, I spend a day what you make a year, bitch. And I'm like, bro, you are 17 years old and you just ripped your polo in half, you know?
Pulling shirts off of his own
Yeah,
body
yeah.
out of that teen anger.
Dude, yeah, being remedial math was wild. I was with all the biggest retards on earth. Because I was good at every subject. Like I had pretty good grades in high school.
Yeah.
Like I was a pretty good student because my dad would be very abusive whenever I didn't do well. So I was like, yeah, I had to do good in school. And like I was on the debate team and shit. I was such a nerd, but then I just wasn't good at math. Because I just am not. I don't really have like an excuse for it.
I'm the same fucking way. That subject doesn't click with
So
me.
yeah,
and
I just
never had bad
and I had
grades.
like tutors and shit. I
Yeah.
would go to like after school to like meet with the teacher to go over it and shit. Like I probably spent the most time on the subject of math, like between like tutors and staying after class to like understand things, like going over my book and shit. And I never understood it. So I ended up in like I was in good classes for everything. Like honors, and then I was in remedial math, like
Yeah.
the dumbest. So then it would be me, like a super senior that was like 19 years old. Jay Fresh, the ginger juggalo.
The teenage ginger juggalo.
Yeah, this girl that was always high. Like I didn't really know about drugs back then because I was straight edge, but like I knew that was drugs. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like one of
yeah.
those things. I don't really know what drugs are, but that is drugs right there.
Yeah.
She'd just be like this with her big like
Hoodie on.
hoodie on and just like
Yeah.
wouldn't say a word. There was the school slut was also in there. And then who else? It was a small class. Oh, there was the kid that was from like Guatemala. That English was like his second language, and like it wasn't that he was dumb. He just like didn't know what was going on because he barely spoke English.
Yeah.
So they just put him in the fucking.
He's
remedial
really just
class.
at school to learn English. Like
Yeah,
you
really
can't
just
really
there.
expect this motherfucker
It's like-
to know how to do math.
Yeah, it's like this kid came here when he was like 16. He's been in the country like 2 years. Cut him some slack, like you know. And that was like my
Just sit in class, try to work on your verbs.
yeah. And then oh, it was the like super autistic kid that wore a suit and carried a briefcase to school every day.
Oh shit.
There was
Wait,
that.
you guys both had that?
Yeah,
I've never
I
had
every
that.
school has that.
I had 2 of those, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who raised you, dude? Why are you like this?
And he would also act like he's superior to everyone.
Dude, yes,
And I'm like,
yes.
bro,
No
we
way,
are in
dude.
the dumbest level math they can let us take to let us graduate. Like, if it was any dumber, they wouldn't be legally allowed to let us graduate in the state of Connecticut.
Like-
Who are you better than? Why are you doing this?
Like instead of a backpack, he carries a briefcase with
Yes,
all this shit
yes.
in.
And he's got a suit that doesn't quite fit him, and his hair's like slicked back, but it's with way too much gel. Like he doesn't know how to do it.
he have glasses on, or-
No glasses. No
Because
glasses.
they're not allowed in school. You can't wear glasses in school. The
Wait, what?
like sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
But like he just comes into remedial math and he clicks open the locks on his briefcase. He's like,
Yes.
all right, let's see what we got today.
And then just like wouldn't have, but no, he would open the briefcase and then like wouldn't have his homework. Oh, let me check if I don't see it in here, Mrs. Noonan. She'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, come on, Paul, where's your homework? And he'd be like, hi, ma'am. I just like be really like weirdly cordial, like it was
Yeah.
weird. Oh, and then there was this kid, D-Rock, which also
What's
not
up with all these names?
his name was
Fresh,
his name was Derek, but he insisted on being called D-Rock.
Okay.
D-Rock was probably like 600 pounds. D-Rock was straight up the fattest person I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. Didn't have a scooter, but I don't know how he got around.
Yeah.
Like, I would never really see him walking. I would just get to classes and stuff, and he
there.
would just be there already. And like,
When you're so fat, you have to invent portals.
yeah, he had a key. He had a special key to use the elevator because he couldn't go up the stairs to the second floor. So he would have like the elevator and he would take up the whole elevator. Like no one else could be. It would just be him and the little, like, it's not a normal elevator. It's like a little school elevator.
Holy shit.
And he just like in there like, and dude, D-Rock was always smelled so bad, smelled horrible. And he would just sit in the corner and fucking whatever worksheet they gave us, he would like flip it over and just start drawing anime. And to be fair, he was really good at drawing it. It wasn't like bullshit.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this guy could be a professional anime artist, but he's just stuck in remedial math with me and all these retards and Mrs. Noonan. And he would just be drawing, and he was like very quiet, and then he'd be like, Derek, please focus on the lesson. He was like, at the time, I don't think we knew quite what autism was just yet. It was like just becoming a thing we knew about, and he would just be like, I just got finished. And just like go back to drawing. And so he was a nice kid.
Finishing the drawing was more important than listening to teachers' instructions.
And so it became a thing.
That's crazy.
Where after like 2 months of class, like she just stopped bothering him. She just like, all right. Because that was also the other thing is he would ace. He was the only person who would get like an A in remedial math on every test. But he wouldn't do his homework or any of the classwork. So then he like averaged out to a C. But like he could have, but like he would get A's on all the tests, dude. He was like one of those savants, I think.
Jesus Christ. What kind of kid were you in high school?
I was the worst, dude. I would have
Like
fucking beat myself up in a high school.
What category did you fall under?
So I spent like I was on. So here's the thing about my hometown. We'll talk because it's fitting because it was just Thanksgiving, so I went back there. My hometown was this very like kind of idyllic, quaint little town, kind of in the middle of the woods that had just become like suburb level.
Yeah.
But like before it was kind of like a farm community, but now they had like a couple companies put like headquarters in there. So it was like idyllic, like in the woods, beautiful town. Everyone was so nice. Everyone got along. There weren't really like cliques in my high, like there were friend groups. There weren't really cliques. No one really bullied each other. Everyone was like just nice. They were like very wholesome at my high school. Very nice. And meanwhile, my dad was an abusive gay man and getting a horrible, brutal divorce from my mother. So I was in a bad mood all the time.
Yeah.
Like they were in the process of divorce for like my entire, like all 4 years of high school. So it was like,
what did you look like? Did you have like shorter hair, no mustache?
yeah, so I had like just a short, generic like white guy haircut where I would kind of like part it and comb it to the side. And then I had glasses, like kind of similar to my square ones I used to wear when we first started the podcast. No facial hair. Like I wasn't able to grow any facial hair until I hit like 26 probably. And then I would wear like I dressed a lot like Abed from Community.
Hell yeah.
Like
long sleeve under short sleeves?
No, like I would wear like
that's more like Sheldon Cooper.
I wear like graphic tees.
Yeah.
Like I actually had a lot of the same graphic tees from Community because I bought my t-shirts on the same website they sourced the t-shirts for the show.
Holy shit.
And then I would wear like skinny jeans and like a pair of skate shoes, even though I did not. I stopped. I skated for like maybe a year in 8th grade and then stopped.
Wait, so you were kind of like handsome man then?
And then I would wear like a hoodie sometimes, and that was or like a pea coat.
And you had and all of that. You had no chance with the ladies back then?
Oh no, that's the worst part. This is the worst part. When I look back, and I was and I was also really skinny back then. I was like probably like 130 pounds. So I was like one of those like just like gangly, really skinny dudes. Never had any acne or any issues like that, thank God.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I had it pretty sweet, and everyone was nice in my high school, and I just chose to be a miserable asshole because I was just so upset with the stuff going on at home that I was just like dark and brooding. I was like, all these people are too happy. They don't understand me. They don't understand my darkness. Like I was basically like a goth kid that didn't dress as a goth kid, and
shit.
So I basically just like didn't really have good friends for like the first 3 years of high school. There were like some people I would hang out with that I hated. Like I really resented that these were the people I had to call my friends because I thought I was just like, I hate you people.
Yeah.
And then senior year I fell in with a group of cool dudes. Just 'cause I had a class with a couple of them and we like really hit it off. And so like we would just build computers and play Warhammer 40K and like play a lot of Dota and like Total War games. And so we were just huge nerds. They were fun. They were cool guys.
Yeah, you totally. I think I do know. I don't know what the name of that category is, but I have some kids from high school that were kind of the same
Because it was like the
sector.
It was like the nerdy group that had some level of social skills.
Yeah, like,
So,
there were funny nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they had the ability to be funny as
So
fuck.
like I became friends with all the band kids essentially my senior
Yeah,
year.
dude, they were
was the band kids.
Yes,
band kids.
dude.
And
Dude, kinda, yeah.
yeah, and before I was friends with the band kids, I just had like people that would call me their friend.
Yeah.
But in my head I was like, I hate you. I hope you die. Like I cannot stand who you are as a person.
But you were never in band, so there's no name for that group of kids in high
No,
school?
they were fucking band kids. I knew 3 of them because I had I think it was a history class with them.
Yeah.
Junior year, and we hit it off like really hard in that class because not all of us like knew the history already. 'Cause we're nerds, and we didn't want to listen to her. We didn't respect our teacher.
Yeah.
Because like she didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Also, woman history teacher, calm down. So we would just cause a motherfucking ruckus in class, and like every time there was a sub, we'd make her cry. And that was
Holy shit.
so we just had so much fun with that. Then we hung out a lot over the summer. And then by senior year, like that was my squad, dude.
That was a squadron.
And then my loser friends that like were temporary friends would like try to like say hi to me in the hall. I was like, I don't fucking know you anymore. Get away. I was really shitty. I was like, I've upgraded. I don't. Have we ever met?
Shit.
To Kyle, I'm sorry. We were friends for the first 3 years of high school, and then I got too cool for you. So sucks to suck.
Goddamn.
Learn to have to be more interesting.
In high school, I was very. I definitely also I jumped from like friend group to friend group, but I was also like kid that was like annoying as fuck. Like 13, 14, 15.
I could see that. Yeah.
I was the most annoying motherfucker. Like too high energy, too many voices. Like I was trying too many voices at the time. Like I'd do impressions. It'd be cringe. It was the most cringe thing.
What was like? Did you like an annoying orange or something? Like what was?
No, but it was just like the too much like high, like just like spiked up energy. Like a kid should have. Like no, I had social skills, but I don't even know how to describe it. Like I fucked with every kind of group of people except for like the kids who did like sports and shit. But why is that fucking funny, Ben? Why did you fucking
Can
laugh?
you stop worrying about me
Why'd
and
you
fucking
fucking
ruining the
laugh?
flow of your stories?
No, why'd you fucking laugh?
You know
at
what?
that?
Because I played fucking sports, dude.
That
Yeah, we
reminds
wouldn't have
me-
been friends.
I get it.
That reminds me real quick. So those first 3 years of high school, I remember who my friends were. And I shit you not, it was the lacrosse team. I hung out with the lacrosse kids.
Whoa.
I didn't play lacrosse. They would always try to get me to like try out for the team, and I'm like, that is way too much of a time
That's
commitment.
because lacrosse is one of those weird sports that you could play and not get any playing time, but you still get to dress up and be cool. And I knew a whole group of
Darius
kids that would
played
do that.
lacrosse.
Yeah, and you just stand on the
he was-
sidelines.
yeah.
I was just boys with like the lacrosse team, but we didn't really like have anything in common. I would just hang out with them, and I was always like, I don't really feel like I belong here.
Holy shit.
They were always nice. Like, you know, I liked those guys. They were
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And then I just like, you know, then I switched to band kids, and that was more my speed.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, there was this one great group of kids in my high school, that were redneck. Like, did you have this at your high school?
Yeah.
So
they
there
lived right behind me. Or they still do. They live right behind me in our town.
Yeah. So there were these 6
They
kids.
call themselves the cul-de-sac boys.
Cul-de-sac boys.
Yeah, they had ATVs and shit. You just fucking hear them revving up and down the road.
Dude, well, these kids, there were like 6 of them, and they were by far some of the richest kids in the school, which was the funniest thing ever. Because like I knew who their parents were. It's like, oh, your parents is like the boss of everyone else's parents. Like, why are you pretending to be like poor?
Yeah.
And so they would all wear like Carhartt, and like it was before
Yeah.
Carhartt became like a streetwear brand, like back when it was really Carhartt. And they'd wear like John Deere shirts and shit. And I don't know how they got away with this. They wear a lot of Confederate flag memorabilia. And they never got in trouble. Like they legit just never, like no one in the school. This was 2008 to 2012 was when I was in high school. I think that was the last window where that was kind of okay, I guess. Yeah. And so they wear like full on like Leonard Skinner shirts with the Confederate flag on it, and like Confederate flag belt buckles, and like heritage not hate hats with like the Confederate flag. Yeah. And they wear like cowboy boots and shit. And they all have lifted diesel pickup trucks. And here's the thing about this group. We had 2 black kids in my whole high school.
Yeah.
My high school was pretty white. It was like mostly white, a couple Indian families, and then 2 black kids.
Yeah. Who probably hated them.
And what?
who probably didn't like the Confederate flag part.
No, so here's the thing. So one of them was the captain of our soccer team. One of the black kids was the captain of our soccer team.
Yeah.
And like he rolled with that, like the soccer kids, like that crew,
Right.
right? And then the other black kid was one of the 6 dudes in the Confederate gang.
No,
I swear to
way,
God.
dude.
And this guy,
You can't tell those kids shit now.
No,
they
that's
won't
the thing.
listen to anything.
so that's the thing.
They're like, I literally have a friend in Carhartt that's black.
Dude, so that's the thing. And just to be clear, not that it should matter, but he wasn't like a light-skinned black guy or like a mixed black. Like he was black.
Jesus Christ.
Like he was a black dude, and
Yeah.
he would wear the Confederate shit too. Like he would roll in with like a
Bro.
fucking cowboy hat with a little Confederate like pin
Yeah.
in the middle of it. You know, that bullshit. And so everyone was like, what do we do? Like the group of kids that seems like it'd be the most racist because they're rocking Confederate shit is also the only friend group in the high school that has a black friend. So they would drive around these lifted trucks and they would all like do dip.
Yeah.
Like they do dip and like wear all that shit. And here's the thing about them, like you wanted to hate them.
Yeah.
Nicest kids on earth. They all had like took that like Southern hospitality thing really serious. So they'd always like try to include people and like be polite. They call the teachers like ma'am and sir. They're like, ma'am. Like just like a black guy with a
Jesus Christ.
with a t-shirt that is just a giant Confederate flag and a cowboy hat on and be like, ma'am, tip his hat and then spit dip on the ground.
horrible.
I'm like, yo, what's going on?
That's nuts.
Yeah, but
That's so
like I'll
crazy.
give credit where credit's due. They were the only friend group in my high school, or I guess one of 2 because the soccer kids, that had a black guy in their friend group.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that we can't really tell them they're racist for wearing Confederate flag. I don't have any black friends, so
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
you know. And then and then they were also like that friend group that would like include the retarded kids.
Right.
You know, if there was like the special needs kids sitting alone at lunch, like they would go sit with them and be like, "Hey, what's up, bud?" and like talk to them like a normal person. And it would just be like,
So
"Damn,
weird.
that's wholesome as fuck, dude."
It's got to be virtue signaling or some shit. Whenever you see that
Redneck
happen,
virtue signaling?
100%.
No, that's the thing. Is like I think these kids were just like weird and misguided into like what cultural shit they got into, of like living in Connecticut and thinking they're from the South, but they were solid dudes. To be fair, most people in my pretty much everyone in my high school was like a solid person. They were all nice people.
Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. I'm a big fan of it, and I appreciate everybody who watches it and likes it. You can follow me on social media at Matty Fucko. It's been a pleasure to do this for you guys, and I'll see you in the next life. Chris?
It's been a pleasure. We're gonna have another 100 years of this podcast.
I was gonna say, are we done? You guys are saying it's been.
Oh,
a
Ben,
minute.
we-
Matt's,
Oh, sorry, Ben.
Matt,
We
did
didn't give you
get
the 2 weeks notice.
Matt, did you get like a terminal illness you're not telling us about? That did.
The next week's episode is going to be dedicated to Matt Lopes.
So, yeah, no, this has been a really cool year. I'm excited for what next year brings. More episodes of the pod. I'm glad Malcolm was with us this whole time, even though he's gotten less screen time the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
He thanks you. Say thank you, Malcolm. Thank you. And as always, I'm Chris Warren. You can find me at Chris Warren Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. There's history content over there. And also all my comedy dates are there. So come see me headline around New England and New York and all that good stuff.
And then don't forget about Ben Kirsch at BennyBoy_28 on Instagram. Follow In The Making ITM on all social media platforms, doing really good sketches and shit. And I think you would like them a lot. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you soon. We'll see you soon.
See you next week.
Yeah. Episode 53. Sorry, Mom.